Why are so many men scared to be men? There's consequences to this. It can really affect a lot of things in your life if you're scared to step into your manhood. I'm going to talk about what those things are and help you to be a man who can own his masculinity. Men are struggling these days. How do I know this? It's because I'm a therapist and I talk to their wives all the time. I talk to women a lot. And because I talk to women a lot, I know that men are struggling. Men are scared to be masculine. They're scared to be men. Women want a man. They want a strong man. A man who knows himself, who's confident and can step into his masculinity. So why are you struggling as a man? What can you do to not show up weak, to learn how to be strong and fully own who you are? I'm going to talk about this in this video, so watch to the end because I'll walk you through the whole process of being a man. There's a couple of people that I follow that are really fascinating and really interesting. So one guy that I follow, he actually has a big platform, a huge tribe of a lot of men. And his whole platform is how to be a man. And what he does is he swears a lot. He talks about how much he loves guns and Trump and all these things. And his whole thing is be lions, don't be sheep. Just go be a tough man. It's an interesting strategy that he has. And he actually has a lot of followers. There's another guy I follow who does something similar, except he has a big, huge beard, big, long beard, and he looks very burly and very manly. And all these men are resonating with him. They're thinking, wow, he's tough, he's strong, he's bold. Also think of a guy like Joe Rogan. If you've listened to Joe Rogan, a lot of men love listening to his podcast. What is it about Rogan that men listen to his podcast? Rogan has this attitude of, I don't care. I'm going to say what I think. I'm just going to go for it. I don't care what the world thinks. I'm just going to put it out there. So all three of these people who have these platforms have something in common. They have this mentality that I'm not scared, that I can be me, that I can step into those things. Even if it's uncomfortable, these guys are willing to be honest. Now, I don't know if I fully agree with a man has to be a burly, tough guy who doesn't care about anything else. But I do agree that a real man is grounded, is confident, is honest, can say what needs to be said, even when it's hard to say it. So many men are scared to do that. It's so rare that many people follow men that actually do it. Men are made to hunt and kill things. Men are made to be sexual. Men are made to be wild and free and adventurous. Now, when I say that, you might be thinking, ooh, like tone it down a little bit there. Why would you be thinking that? Because you're taught that some of those things could be wrong. You shouldn't want to hunt and kill things. You should subdue your sexuality. You should be nice. You should always just be nice as a man. Well, that's not a reality. A masculine man is somebody who steps into those things. It's interesting when I talk about masculinity these days in my videos, I always have to give a caveat. I always have to say, masculinity is not this, or it's not that, it's not bad. The reality is why do we even think that masculinity is bad at all? Masculinity is good. Masculinity is good for femininity. Masculinity respects femininity, empowers femininity, wants femininity around. Masculinity is not bad. Men are taught that if they embrace their masculinity, that they're going to cause destruction. That if they embrace their masculinity, that they're going to cause problems in the world. Masculinity in general is being attacked. And it's important for men to know that thing inside of them, that energy that they have, that manly energy that they have is actually good. It's good for the world. We need more confident, strong men in this world. If you feel like you have to hide your masculinity, or you're embarrassed of it, or you struggle to show up like a man, then please comment below. I'd love to see what you have to say. Men feel ashamed of their masculinity. They don't feel like they're men enough. Now, one thing that they do when they don't feel man enough is they turn to a woman to get their question answered. Now, when I say their question, this is the question. Do I have what it takes? They turn to a woman and they say, validate me, want me, desire me, so that I know that I have what it takes. They might turn to their spouse. They might turn to pornography. They might turn to different things that they can do to please a woman, so a woman can say, yes, you have what it takes. Here's the problem with that. Femininity cannot bestow masculinity. You cannot get your masculinity from the feminine. So where do you get it from? One thing that a man will do is become codependent with their wife or overly compliant. They won't have an opinion. They'll always just be trying to please her. They'll never step into conflict. They'll become a shell of a man in the relationship. And they think that the wife actually likes that or wants that. The reality is their partner does not want that. Their partner wants the polarity between the masculine and the feminine. She wants him to step up into his power and into his strength. Men who don't feel like men will act out sexually. They'll try to feel man enough by getting sex, and it doesn't matter how or where. They just want to feel powerful and they want to feel desired. So a man who lacks masculinity will actually engage in sexual acts that are not good, not safe, and not healthy. Another sign that a man is struggling to be a man is he's enmeshed with his mother. He's trying to prove himself to his mother. He's overly connected. Mom's using him, but he's using her back, wanting to get validation from her, wanting to feel like he's doing everything okay and everything right with his mother. So if you're overly connected to your mom, you might be struggling to be an actual man. Another thing that a man does when he doesn't know that he's a man is he plays small. He tries to sit on the sidelines. He doesn't put himself out there. He doesn't live his purpose. Because if he puts himself out there, he might get seen as the fraud that he is. So he believes that I can't go for it. I can't do it because I'll be discovered. And I don't want them to see that I'm not man enough, that I don't have what it takes. You may be wondering, why am I talking about this? How come this is on my mind? And the reason is because I see it every day. I work with sex addicts. I work with drug addicts. I work with men who are numbing their lives out and avoiding life. And as I work with them, I look at why. Why do they do this? Why do they avoid real connection? Why do they avoid real living, real vulnerability in their life? And the reason is because deep, deep down, they feel like they don't have what it takes. They've had trauma in their life. They've had experiences that has told them that they're not good enough. And because they believe those things, they act out in all of these ways that I'm talking about. I'm going to list off what you do need to do to reclaim your masculinity. But before I do, I want you to understand that this list that I go over, it's a process. The only way to go from not knowing who you are to understanding your power is to step into some courage, is to be vulnerable, is to face the fear that's holding you back from stepping into your masculinity. The first thing to do is to reconsider your power and understand your power. Understand who you actually are. The next thing to do is to actually take some time and connect to God. Let God validate you and see you so that you know who you actually are as a son of God. Be willing to step into the pain and heal the wounds. Those childhood wounds. Maybe you've been abused. Maybe you were neglected. But step into those wounds so that you can see yourself beyond them. You can actually understand who you are beyond the shame and beyond the trauma. Practice courage. Act against those messages that say you don't have what it takes. Go for the promotion. Ask that girl out on a date that you want to take out on a date. Step into things. Maybe you'll fail, but allow yourself to fail. Allow yourself to feel that. And the more you do, the more confident you'll become. The more you'll realize who you actually are as a man. If this video is helpful for you, then check out my course, How to Be the Man That God Made You to Be. And it will help you understand your masculinity even more. So click on the link below.